Welcome, everyone, to Chapter 12 of the Nine Trials. When we last left off, rats were questioned. Esther and Lester introduced themselves. Kirsch liberated two of the gutter rats from Queen Victoria. And Barbara lived up to her end of the bargain. My name is Anne, and I will be your storyteller.
I'm Dustin, and I'm playing Jitters.
My name is Frances, and I am playing Princess Snowball.
My name is Kate, and I'll be playing Kirsch.
Jacques, his eyes wide with fear and fixed on the three coyote tails in front of you, clears his throat. With his cream-colored paw, he lifts up a leafy branch. Lord Sassafras, Den Mother Barbara has requested a parley on the next moon, on the neutral ground of the riverbank. He hands Lord Sassafras the leaves, and he takes a sniff. Oh my, he says. And he hands it to the rest of you to take a sniff.
Can I grab it and take it and see what I smell?
Yeah, not going to make you roll for it. That is catnip.
Ooh.
You immediately have this feeling like you want to rub your face all over it. But you can resist if you like.
Princess Snowball kind of perks up, but then she kind of goes, "Well, I've smelled better."
Oh,
Kirsch leans over way too far to sniff it.
It smells warm, and it smells fuzzy, and it smells, like you want to kind of rub yourself all over it.
I will attempt to resist.
You can resist. It is clearly, to your minds, when you took the sausage as a token that you wanted, or a message that you wanted to parlay, this is clearly what they send when they want to parlay.
Got it.
We'll have to have more parlay. This makes parlaying with the coyotes a little bit more appealing, knowing if we would get this when they want to parlay with us.
Suddenly, lots of things seem much more appealing.
Princess Snowball keeps kind of eyeing it, but also trying to look like she's like not interested. But she definitely keeps sneaking glances at it.
Lord Sassafras looks at it, looks up, and he nods as if he kind of knows what this might be about. He walks over to the three tails, looks at the large one, looks at the two small ones, and sighs heavily.
Yeah, I'm going to walk over to him and be like, yeah, you notice something missing too?
I absolutely do, my friend. I absolutely do.
Well, I don't know how much of that we can deal with right now. Hate to call it a loose end, but I think that's...
The rats snicker a little bit.
Yes, I know. I get the joke behind it. And I kind of glare at the rats.
They stop snickering.
But I think this is something that we really should try to take care of tomorrow. Because I don't know if my brain can handle much more excitement.
Jacques clears his throat again. Her request was for tomorrow evening.
The moon's that soon?
Well, it comes up every night, doesn't it?
Oh, no, we misunderstood. We thought the next full moon.
I think she means, oh
yeah,
no. And he starts to get a little nervous. Oh no, I think she meant tomorrow. Oh, I think she meant tomorrow night.
It's okay, Jacques. I'm pretty sure she meant tomorrow as well. But yeah, fortunately, it's tomorrow. we get to kick the can down that road a little bit for a little bit longer.
The rats who are tied together with a cat collar are looking a little nervous.
I go up to the cats, or I go up to the rats. Are they just sitting down? Are they still like just lying there?
They're bundled together back to back with the cat collar around them. They're sitting on their tushies on the ground.
Okay. And Kirsch goes, "Hiya. How you doing after the whole Queen Victoria thing?"
I'm a little bumped and bruised.
Sorry that she kicked you down the driveway like that. But I hope that you stay safe from now on.
He looks at you kind of suspiciously.
Kirsch
Right.
just kind of huffs and is like, I don't like it that someone is lying and taking advantage of people. So that's why I did it. Okay? That's all.
Okay. Are you gonna let us go?
I look over at everybody else.
Do I notice this?
Yeah, I mean that the conversation's happening right there in front of everyone.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they want to go back to Queen Victoria. I mean, she didn't seem too pleased to have them back, and she didn't look like she had the best of intentions for them. And we really don't need them back. Guys want to let them go? We can put it to a vote.
I look back at the rats and I say, where are you planning to go if we let you go?
Well, a gutter rat without work isn't, really a gutter rat. I mean, we were working for Queen Victoria. I don't know. We could, like, he looks back at the muscle that's tied to him. The larger rat nods and he says, we could work for you.
I mean, I'd
Well,
be okay with that.
I could definitely use an assistant. You're hired. First things first, can you get this dirt out of my fur? I feel like it has been building up for days with all these silly trials. Oh, and if you could file my claws, that would be great. They're just a tiny bit long. My old owner used to keep them like painted, but if you could get some claw paint, that would be excellent.
Kirsch says, I think if it's okay, can we just... I don't want this whole Queen Victoria thing to happen again. What if the rats are part of the Cat Council? Or they work for the Cat Council?
Well, it's not called the Rat Council.
Kirsch shrugs.
Well, we would need individuals to help inform the Cat Council about, I guess, gutter rats' feelings and opinions on certain things. Because, I mean, no matter what we do, we're going to need to live with gutter rats. And I think maybe having gutter rat ambassadors might actually be useful.
You say gutter rat
they're
ambassadors,
very
and
useful.
they definitely perk up when you say gutter rat ambassadors.
You know,
I'm not even listening, but I've like stretched out like my paw as if I want them to begin grooming me.
Well, they're still tied together, so
I just put my paw like I assume they'll figure it out.
the mouthpiece rat says, "You mean you You want us to to tell you what we think?
Well, what you think, maybe what you hear other rats are thinking. Um, you know, the best way to make a functional group, so to speak, is to make sure you have as much information as possible. So, and who better to inform us about gutter rats than gutter rats? So, tell you what, I'm going to walk over to them, and normally there's just that little, with a collar, it's just like one of those pinch releases.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to just pinch it and have it drop, and I'll go, tell you what, we will definitely need information for the council as things progress. If you are interested in the job of gutter rat ambassadors, you can return here tomorrow and we will talk about it. If you are not interested, then when you don't show up, we'll know that that's not the route you wanted to go. What do you guys think?
I like
They
that.
take quick glances at each other and split.
And they're gone?
They're gone.
Help! Thanks a
Well,
lot, Jitters.
well, what else were you going to do?
Get them to
Enslave
Queen
them?
Victor. Weren't you listening?
They might not go to Queen Victoria. I mean,
Well,
they
they're
know
certainly
what
not
lies
coming
there
back
for them.
here, are they?
We offered them a pretty cush job, but I don't want to deal with that tonight. I'm done. I'm
Maybe they'll
tired.
queen you tomorrow.
Maybe. Who knows? I only have one question on my mind right now. And I turn and look at Kirsch and I go,
Mm-hmm.
will you allow us to sleep in your humans building tonight in that incredibly comfy bed with a securely locked pet door and a place where I can just pass out for the next
Yes,
couple of
please.
hours?
Yeah,
Ah,
let's go
thank you.
home.
Snuffles says, "Yeah, let's go home."
Yeah. Wow, that's really weird. That's sounds really nice, but that's really weird to say. Yeah, let's go home. Let's go home.
Lord Sassafras jumps on the log. My friends, you have done good work today. You have done excellent work with our coyote allies, and I believe you may have made some more allies. I could not be prouder of this new cat council. He does seem proud, but there's also something a little sad in his eyes.
He's not the only one anymore.
Well, thank you, Lord Sassafras. Um, we will see what happens. How well this cat council forms tomorrow. About what time is it?
It's late. It's definitely after midnight at this point.
Okay. How about we meet back here a little bit in the afternoon? So maybe late afternoon. What do you guys think? Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure,
Sounds
man.
lovely.
Cool. We get to sleep in and maybe find some nice food in the morning.
You know what
All
would be
right.
better than sleeping in?
Sleep in, my friends. You have deserved it. You have done so well. He jumps off the log and puts a little paw on Jacques' shoulders and nods at him, and Jacques nods back, and they turn around and walk into the direction of the hedges to
Oh,
bunk down for the night.
before they head over there, um, I'm like, hey, just out of pure morbid curiosity, seeing how we did just finish a whole bunch of things, is there any more tuna left?
I believe we could rustle something up if you are hungry.
Oh,
Yes,
Um,
we're
please.
owed more tuna.
I will always take more tuna.
My friends, of course. He nods to Jacques, and Jacques runs to one side of the log, and he goes to the other side of the log, and they push. Jacques' side doesn't go as far as Lord Sassafras's, but there are a couple of pouches of tuna in there if you guys would like to grab one. My
I will.
friends, help yourself.
Oh, help ourselves. So can we? What happens if I took two?
Well, we're owed two, aren't we?
You probably could if there were that many in there. Let's see how many are in there. Let's find out. There's one for each of you and one extra.
Oh,
Doesn't he
well,
owe us two?
No, because you got fed. You had a little feast. Do you remember at the end of your sort of combined trial?
No,
The
but I
squirrels
trust you.
brought you food.
I don't trust
Yeah.
my memory. I do trust yours.
So you guys
well,
are technically all full up on tuna.
Oh,
Technically.
I guess I
excellent.
must have missed writing one down.
Yeah, I think I did as well. I only had 7.
If you are missing one, add one.
Okay.
All right, will do. You don't have to tell me twice.
Okie dokie. So, then how about we give the extra one to the only other cat here who actually lost one? And I turn and look at Snuffles. Technically, Snuffles had to give up one of his tunas before for the payment to the gutter rats with the can opener. He's one behind everyone.
Hmm.
I mean, you guys don't have to worry about me. It's fine. You know.
You
Dude,
should have
dude,
it.
you're
Yeah?
our friend. You've been with us this entire time.
Oh, guys.
And yeah, you can have it, buddy.
Princess Snowball rolls her eyes. Like, oh, what a gesture.
Snuffles actually seems legitimately touched, and yeah, thanks, guys. No, thanks. And he now has sort of gotten into the habit of opening the pouch for Kirsch, and then he opens his own pouch and starts to take some nibbles. It
Oh,
doesn't
this is
take
such good,
long. It's
such
been
good
a long
tuna.
night. Yeah, the tuna disappears. Kirsch and Princess Snowball, do you eat your tuna?
Kirsch
Of course.
eats uncharacteristically quietly.
Hmm.
Princess Snowball does. She kind of eyes the extra one, but she's not gonna say anything. You're like, wow, you just gave it away without discussion, huh?
Snuffles does open that pouch, and he sees Jacques lick his lips, and he doesn't finish all his tuna and nudges that pouch in Jacques' direction. Jacques very excitedly runs over and eats the remnants out of the pouch. Oh, thank you, sir. I was quite hungry. Thank you.
Mm. As I like start heading back to like Kirsch's place, and kind of I'm going to kind of walk up to Snuffles, and I'm going to kind of give him a good call, man. Good call.
He's he kind of nods like, hey, yeah, thanks. Paying it forward. It isn't difficult. You don't run into any obstacles or anything crazy happens on the way to the Ruban Rouge. You do notice a feeling of eyes definitely on you from the treetops, from the bushes, from the streets, from the inside of the gutters. All eyes of the neighborhood are now trained and curious about the new cat council.
Is it more attention than we kind of felt towards like the beginning of the trials?
Yes.
Oh wow. Well, I think that's going to be something we're going to have to start getting used to, guys.
Hmm.
We didn't even get like a fancy ceremony or anything.
Do you
Well,
want a fancy ceremony?
What else was the point of doing all this?
well, maybe when we are a little bit more organized, we can throw our own ceremony.
Well, what's the point of a ceremony if you have to throw it for yourself? You're supposed to be celebrated.
Well, because then we get to decide on how big we want it to be.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Okay.
And there's always tomorrow night. I mean, we're not quite done with this thing, so, maybe when we're all done,
Hmm.
there's still tomorrow.
Very true, buddy. Very true.
Do you all go up the alley, or do you go across the front of the Ruban Rouge?
Well, now I'm scared. I wasn't sure until you asked.
Oh, so we're coming up from the more south end. I think that's south of it, and then we're gonna have to. So we'd have to make like a little loop-de-loop. Well, I guess technically we probably would cut through the alley. But yeah, now that you said it that way, Anne, now I'm like, maybe we should go through the front just to be safe.
Now y'all are suspicious of everything I do. I swear.
When you ask
Oh, yeah.
questions like that,
Just want to know.
do you want to go towards the front or down this dark alley in the back? Oh yeah, definitely
All right.
that way.
Well, here, when we get to this point, and we get to the alleyway, can I kind of take a look down the alleyway? And does it give that kind of, what is it? In Beauty and the Beast, when the father is going, like, has to choose between those two paths, and one's super spooky and the one's like bright and sunny, and the horse is like, no, let's go down the bright and sunny path. Does the alley happen to look dark and spooky and ominous at this moment?
So you're asking if the alley does a Hitchcock slide as you look down it?
Exactly.
Yes.
It does not. You can actually roll your instinct.
Okay, instinct. Here we go. No, I'm too tired. I have a 70 for instincts. I wrote a 75.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Great.
And I'm just gonna go la da 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 da. Gonna go home. Gonna lay
Not
down a
great,
nice
given
comfy.
that I think I have the lowest instinct in this group. So
Well, can I roll my instinct?
Yeah.
Okay. I have an instinct of 60 and I rolled a 51.
Okay. So quick question. Are you coming around the corner, the end that has the Restaurante Salsicha or the shoe store?
I don't know. Which way are we going, friends?
Well, we would have come straight from the park. So I guess it depends on if we were coming down the smaller road. That's more on, like, if we're looking at the map on the left, or are we coming down the bigger road on the right?
The straightest shot would be on the right. That would be the straightest shot from the clearing.
Okay. So then we would just make that small little right-hand turn into the alleyway and then go into the back cat door.
Okay.
You pass the door from the restaurant Salsicha, and you can see the cook standing on the inside of the security door, just kind of looking out into the alley.
Can I pick, do I notice him?
Yeah, you can see him. The lights behind him, you can see his silhouette in the security door.
is he looking our way?
He's not looking up, he's just kind of looking out. Maybe like he's taking a break or something.
Okay.
He's leaning up against the door jamb.
Would I be able to tell if he's like depressed? Is he angry? Is he sad? I'm now wondering, did we just cost this guy his job?
Oh, how sad. Instinct.
Instinct. Let's go. Oh, shoot.
Do cats have a concept
That's a
of
job.
Job.
their job?
I think so.
Ooh.
I think they have a concept of like purpose and job. Like the rats have talked about their job.
I rolled an 8.
He's looking wistful.
Wistful. Now I have to look that word up.
A slightly melancholy, staring off a little bit into the middle distance. Snowball, you can roll your instinct if you like.
31.
So you were playing with him and then you kind of betrayed him.
Can I go up to him?
Do you want to go up to the security door?
Yeah.
I couldn't use words there. I tried to say gate and door at the same time. You walk up to the security door. What do?
I meow at him.
He looks down very surprised.
I meow
And you can tell maybe he was going to open the door, but then he goes,
I kind of like jump back a little bit, and then I just like give him the biggest eyes and walk forward and kind of like rub up against his ankle.
So he's on the other side of the security door. You could rub up against the door.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Roll your purr.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I rolled a 91.
Oh.
When you rub your fur up against the security door, it actually catches some of your fur and pulls out little tufts on the side.
That's the meanest thing you've ever done to me, Anne. That's way meaner than the time you chased us the coyotes.
So, and it leaves a little bit of a kind of a grease mark also on your fur. It is the sausage restaurant. He looks down at you and kind of winces a little bit as he hears a as you try and purr up against the door, but are not very successful at doing so. He winces.
Wow. I just kind of give him like big sad eyes.
You can purr one more time. You can try one more purr.
Maybe me being so sad in the door will make him. What number is that? Okay, that scared me. It's only a 60 and I have a 70. We're good.
Okay. Seeing now the greasy mess mark on the side of your body and seeing the little tuft of fur kind of stuck in the security door, he does sigh heavily. He disappears for a second and then comes back. And a dish comes out from the security door. He puts it down really quickly and closes the door real fast. But on that dish is a tiny, small portion of what looks like maybe roasted fish.
Oh, I love him.
He looks at the door and kind of, waits to see if you approach it.
Oh, I do. I'm not waiting for these suckers to come steal my food again.
It's a very small portion, maybe 2 or 3 bites worth.
Oh, I eat those bites so fast. Like, I want to be, like, prim and proper and fancy, but I am going to gobble them up fairly quickly so that no one can steal them from me.
It's a nice roasted piece of fish. It still has the skin on it, so the scales are a little bit crunchy from the oven. It's delightful. He sees that you eat it, nods, and then he goes and shoos you away.
I take my time.
Oh gosh.
I want to leave him, but I don't want him to think. I want him to know I'm leaving on my own terms, not on his.
Wow.
Fabulous. He sighs, shakes his head, and goes back into the kitchen.
I kind of just watch this from like a distance, and I just kind of have this like just this grin on my face, just kind of like sitting there, just kind of like if I had popcorn, I'd be eating it, kind of a thing. And then I kind of just like nod and head back so I can head back towards Kirsch's.
You head down the alley towards the Ruban Rouge. The pet door is open.
Can I go up to it and like hold it open for Kirsch?
Certainly.
Because I'm kind of like, we do not enter before you when it
Thank
comes
you.
to something like this.
I go ahead and go inside.
Does everyone follow?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm gonna march right in after her. Like, of course he's holding the door for me. Thank you.
And
Oh, wow.
I'll keep holding it, and I'll let Princess go through, and then I will let Snuffles go through. And before I go through, I kind of want to take a very as observant of a look around as I can, and
Mm-hmm.
then head on into the um into the place.
You enter the mud room. The light is on. There's like not a night light, but like a task light that's on. You can see up the stairs, the door is open, and you're free to go up the stairs if you wish.
Well, Kirsch, I'm sure your humans are waiting for you. Um, we will. I do not feel like I would wish to intrude upon your private time with your humans. So, I'm just gonna curl up here,
Uh,
and if you need me, this is where I'll be.
okay.
Anybody who wants to can roll their senses.
I will.
Oh well, since you asked so nicely, like of course. Oh, not bad.
I rolled
Um, I,
a 52, and I have a 55.
I rolled a 41 out of 70.
Okay.
and I wrote a 45 out of 62.
Although I still haven't added my last tuna. I'm debating. It doesn't change things, but that's okay, fine.
You look around and you realize the last time or the time before that you were here, there was a bed for Jitters and Snuffles in the mudroom. You don't see those two beds right now.
Oh crap!
Oh, looks like you guys got kicked out. I'm so sorry. Well, it's been really nice having you guys stay with us.
Hmm.
Oh
Oh god,
well.
Kirsch, roll your instinct. Snowball, you're just the worst.
2?
Princess Snowball.
Oh, I didn't get it. I got a 66 out of 47.
Oh, yeah. That's
Hmm.
weird.
That's
Do you,
weird.
do you want to come with me and see if I can maybe?
Tell
Hmm.
you what. I've slept many a nights not on a warm bed. I have a feeling that if we all go in there, we might be overstaying our welcome. However, if they have to come and kick me out, then I'll be right in a place where I can like head out.
Hmm.
But tell you what, if I'll wait for them to maybe come to me to kick me out instead of going to them. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go to where the bed was.
Okay.
Maybe if there's like a little corner, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna kind of like just curl up there, and and I'm not gonna go straight to sleep, but I'm gonna kind of sit and wait.
Let me see if I can bring you back something soft, okay?
Well, if don't worry about it. Technically, I prefer the shelter over the softness, so I am perfectly content right now. Um, but yeah, I mean, if if they end up being like, oh yeah, yeah, a warmer welcome once you get in there, then come and get me, and I'll come and I'll follow. But I don't
Okay.
want to get you in trouble, so to speak.
Okay. I understand.
Snuffles hunkers down next to Jitters and follows his lead.
Hmm.
Kirsch, do you go upstairs?
I kind of look at Princess Snowball and see if she's gonna stay here. If she plans to follow me.
Oh, yeah, I follow. I'm sorry.
Oh, great.
I'd
She's
probably
like, of
just pass
course.
you and walk ahead, honestly.
Fair.
You get to the top of the stairs, and in the hallway,
Mm-hmm.
Near the parlor,
Mm-hmm.
there are 4 cat beds.
Oh my gosh, they extended our cat beds. How lovely
I
of
run
them.
I run back down the stairs and I almost trip. Like
I
I'm so excited.
I think
Roll your pounce, Kirsch.
while she's doing this, I go lay in the one that I've been laying in and stretch out onto the one next to it to,
Okay.
to
Oh
really
wow, I
take
just barely made it.
as I possibly can.
I have an 80 in pounds and I got a 78, so I literally barely made it.
So what does that look like?
Like I said, I run down and I almost missed that last step and I could very easily just hit the floor with my face, but like last second my paws just go all directions until some semblance of uprightness happens. um and then I'm like, guys,
Huh. Is it good or is it bad? Should we run?
there there's the beds are upstairs.
What? Oh,
What?
okay. I was so scared that we like wore out our welcome very quickly. So, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
This is this is great. Oh, thank goodness. Because yeah,
Snuffles is
jitter.
looking around. He's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's happening. This is happening. Oh my goodness, this is happening.
I know. Get we're going to be like this. Really? Oh my gosh, this really is home. Okay, and I'm gonna very enthusiastically, not run, but kind of. I'm gonna say this is gonna be one of the first times that Jitter actually like prances
Oh.
a little bit because this is like even though he's completely exhausted, he's like, wow, I've actually finished the 9 trials. I'm it seems like I'm going to become a member of the cat council and now I have a home. This is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening kind of thing.
Oh.
Uh, Snuffles kind of cautiously but excitedly runs up the stairs. There's definitely 4 beds. When the 3 of you reach the top of the stairs, you see a sprawled Princess Snowball. She is laying across her bed completely and then kind of has some outstretched paws on the bed next to her. Your
I'm already
motion
snoring.
already fabulous. There's a soft from the exhausted Princess Snowball.
So I'm going to go to the bed that's next to Princess Snowball, and I'll
Mhm.
like go in the middle and do that little circular thing
Mhm.
that cats do, and then lay down, and then give a very, and my back paws are gonna go like into because I'm assuming her face would have to be pretty close to the edge of my bed,
Yeah.
or um just barely on it, and I'm gonna like stretch out and go and put my back paws like either as close to her face without actually touching, so it's like I'm not touching you kind
I'm
of a
still
thing.
sleeping, but my ears do start twitching in my sleep.
Awesome.
And I leave my feet there, and I'm sprawled out.
Nice. Princess Snowball, you have a very strange dream.
I often do.
Kirst, you jump into your bed?
I kind of wait for everybody else to settle before I jump into my bed because Kirsha's just happy. Like
Oh.
it's like she wants to make sure everybody else is safe and comfortable and kind of watch that and appreciate that.
Uh, Jitters, are your eyes closed?
I'm gonna say after my feet are successfully in Princess's face, then yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna close my eyes and be like, and like yeah, start going to sleep.
Just before jumping into the bed next to yours, Snuffles actually takes the top of his head and kind of purrs into your head and embarrassingly, a little embarrassed, jumps into his bed, turns in a circle, and quickly falls asleep.
Right. So if I feel that, I'm just gonna say, "I love you too, buddy."
That was for Kirsch, though.
Oh, he did that for. I thought you said. I thought you said.
Did I say Jitters? I meant Kirsch. Totally ruined the moment.
Jitters!
Did I say Jitters? I meant Kirsch. I totally ruined the moment.
Okay, so I do not say that because it did not happen to me.
Why does everyone have a thing for Kirsch, apparently? I thought that was
I'm
pretty
sorry.
Oh, God.
So let me try that again. So to Kirsch, so embarrassed. I'm as embarrassed as Snuffles is. He does purr at you and kind of gently cat rubs up against Kirsch and turns and jumps into his bed.
Oh,
Kirsch just kind of watches everybody fall asleep before she joins them. And I don't think she actually ends up on her bed at some point. I think she just ends up, like, in a dog pile, but it's fine.
The cat pile?
Cat
Cat
pile.
pile? The cat dog pile?
Mhm.
Except for the weird dream that Princess Noble has about getting a pedicure.
Oh, I have the dream every night. That's not weird.
Okay, cool. The smell of feet is just really strong in this dream. The night passes. You wake up to sunlight streaming into the hallway. You hear the two humans, Brigitte and Adrienne, walking around. One of them is in the kitchen. The other's, going back and forth from the bedroom. Morning has broke.
So I'm gonna stretch and give just a little bit of, like, you know how you like wiggle your feet when you stretch sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wiggle my feet and try to get, like, like each toe rubbing up against each other, kind of thing, and like just stretch them out as much as I can. Ah. Ah.
When you say stretch, are they still in my face?
That's what I'm assuming they are.
Do they tickle your ears?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just stretching. I don't know if I actually hit Princess in the face or happen to like have my feet kind of like rub up against the side of her face.
Yeah, no, we're pawing this for sure. Go ahead and roll your paw.
I got a 12.
Nice.
A 12 out of 55.
Now I
You
guess
miss
the
her
question is,
face.
were you trying it?
Right now.
Not trying.
You miss her face, but your foot does graze the top of her ear, which causes her ear to twitch and causes her to wake up.
I kind of.
Oh my God.
Great. So Princess Snowball is startled awake.
I swat at his foot like instinctually right as I first wake up.
Okay,
And
roll your paw.
as soon as she as soon as she goes, wah, I'm gonna pull him away.
37.
You hit his paw with a little thwack, not intending to hurt him, but Jitters, you feel it and you pull your foot back.
I'm just gonna like pretend that it didn't hurt at all, and I'm like, oh, morning, princess. How did you sleep?
Lovely. I had all this room with this new big bed. It was great until you woke me up just now.
I'm sorry. I was appreciating the big beds as well, and I've never been able to stretch out, and I start like just overly stretching on the bed, like and just enjoying the softness, and I'm like on my back, and I'm just kind of like, like showing my belly a little bit, and just like Oh, this is. Oh, I can get used. I can get used to sleeping here.
The phone rings.
Ah!
Brigitte runs over to the phone, picks it up. You hear her, say hello. You hear some muffled. She hangs up the phone, comes into the hallway, and pats her thigh to all of you, and then goes down the stairs that lead into the bakery.
Kirsch is still very sleepy.
Well, I
She's
know
on the
what that
stairs.
means, right? I mean, when you're home and your humans do that, that means it means at breakfast time. So I'm gonna like kind of hop up with a purpose and follow where she's patting her leg.
Snuffles will follow. Princess Snowball.
I follow.
Kirsch is last. She is very, very sleepy.
When you reach the bottom of the stairs and come through the kitchen, Adrienne continues to go past the kitchen into the dining area of the Ruban Rouge. There's somebody at the door.
Uh-oh.
Princess Snowball, roll your senses.
Oh no. 56. Oh, and I just upped my senses to 60. I just did it.
Wow. Wow.
Princess Snowball, tell us what your owner looks like.
She's tall and blonde and the most beautiful woman in the whole world. And maybe she looks like Cate Blanchett. I don't know.
Oh gosh, I should have known. Kirsch, your owner, opens the door, and a tall, blonde woman with a striking resemblance to a Hollywood movie star walks into the bakery. She is well dressed. She's carrying a purse in the crook of her elbow, and she's looking around excitedly towards the ground.
I run up to her.
She bends down and opens her arms to you.
I jump into her arms.
Aww.
She stays on the ground and she's got you in the crook of her arm, and she puts her purse down and she's petting you between the ears in this familiar way that she used to pet you in and around your ears.
I like kind of nuzzle into her arms and like kind of rub up against her arm, like, or against her like shoulder.
Brigitte comes into the room. She's got some coffee cups and some pastries and some little dishes. She puts the little dishes on the ground. They're full of cat food. She pulls over a chair and a table, and she's inviting Princess Snowball's owner to take a seat. She lifts your owner, Princess Snowball, lifts you up off the ground and takes a seat over by the bench seat by the window and continues to pet you. She's petting you, and she finds the area on your fur where there's actually little bits of fur missing now. And she's petting that area and kind of checking you and looking a little concerned.
I start like meowing at her and telling her I'm so sorry for my appearance, but I can't wait our grooming session, and just start telling her about how wild things are out here. Just mewing away, letting her know I'm so sorry for my appearance. I know it's embarrassing. I didn't want to see her like this. I didn't want to let her see me like this.
Roll your purr.
Here. Okay. Oh, she did not understand anything I said.
I can just see that some meow 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 meow.
She's very concerned about the missing tufts of fur. She starts to look at your toenails and sees the few that have broken off. And she, very concerned tone in her voice, she starts saying things to Brigitte and Adrienne, who are kind of shrugging and are kind of pointing to the other cats. And they're like, I don't know.
Can I ask, am I in better shape than everyone else? Am I still pretty fat in the group?
You're probably in better shape than Jitters and Snuffles. You're probably in less better shape or equal shape than Kirsch.
But am I the prettiest?
In your mind, yes.
That didn't fully answer my question.
What is your intention?
I just don't want her to see me amongst prettier cats. I am the prettiest.
She only has eyes for you.
Good. I love my owner, Kate Blanchett. I realize this is the second time that Kate Blanchett has made an appearance in relation to me, but it's fine.
The three ladies finish their coffee and their light pastry breakfast, which appears to be delicious because Princess Snowball, your owner, seems very approving, and you know she has refined tastes.
She does.
She
has
does.
even better taste than me, if it's possible.
After a brief conversation, your owner takes a card out of her purse. You've seen her do this before, and slides it to the two other women. And then she gets down on the ground and opens her purse and says, "Oh, princess."
What is she? I'm sorry. What does she have?
Her purse. She's opened her purse.
Oh, for me to jump into. I jump into it. Is that what she wanted? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
You jump into her purse.
I wasn't sure if it was big enough, if that's what she was trying to do.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We've established that this is how you travel.
I walk into it like, of course, my personal elevator.
You
I stroll in.
You stroll in, you take your time, you get comfy. It's perfectly Princess Snowball sized. She puts the strap on the crook of her elbow and she stands up and she begins to take her leave of the two bakers.
Wait.
Kirsch mumbles to the boys like, where's Princess Snowball going?
Wait. My friends, though.
Can I
I
look
tell
over
her, wait,
at
my friends.
You start mewing at her?
Yeah, wait, my friends.
Roll your purr.
Oh, for the love of God. My entire thing is that I'm able to communicate and I keep calling 90. That's my whole gimmick.
In the high stress and high emotions of the situation, you're not quite getting your message across. She scritches you behind the ears and she's like, "Shh, oh, princess."
Okay, I'm going to try paw. I want to paw at her.
Oh, good Lord. All right, go ahead.
Well, see, now that worked. I got a 21 that time.
What does that look like?
It's just me. I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm just trying to get her attention by, actually, taking my paw, fully out of her purse and, tapping her almost.
She pulls her hand back and looks at you with kind of confusion and curious eyes.
My friends. I have to help them.
You say to her. Jitters, you wanted to do something?
Important. At this moment, can I just rub up against her leg? And kind of give a meow and kind of be friendly and be I'm trying to see if I can get her to go look at Snowball and then look at me and then look at Snowball and look at me and then look at the other cats kind of thing.
Snuffles sees what you're doing and he starts to meow as well. So he's helping you. So roll your purr with twice.
Twice?
And take the better number. He's helping you. Oh, great.
Oh, no.
It's good thing he's helping me because the first one's a 97.
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
The second one is a 4.
Oh, wow. So at first she's very confused by what this kind of scrawny, scruffy cat is doing, rubbing up against her leg. She kind of pulls her leg away instinctually, but then seeing Snuffles also start to meow. And Kirsch, what are you doing?
I think Kirsch is still kind of waking up, but at this point she has climbed onto the chair that the lady was on,
Mm.
and is kind of looking through the chair up at her,
Oh,
like looking at Princess Snowball, and then looking at her, and then looking at Princess Snowball.
Do the whole anime eyes kind of thing.
yeah. She bends back down and opens the purse back up.
Oh, sorry.
Princess
She
Snowball.
leans down and opens it back up.
Yeah, she bends back down, puts the purse on the ground, and opens it back up.
I get out, but I look back up at her, give her like really big eyes.
Okay. She
I
stays
don't-
on the ground and waits for you.
Friends,
Oh, hey,
are,
hey.
are
It's
you gonna be okay to finish everything?
I'm so happy for you. To tell you that you found your human again. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna like kind of like give like one of those nuzzles next to Snowball, and just be kind of like,
Who?
you,
Oh gosh.
After all this time, you still don't know my name.
I go back and forth. I'll always remember you as the princess, and
Thank you.
I'll give her like a little nuzzle and be like, you get to go home. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks.
If you
I
can,
don't
see
know
if you
if
can
we're
swing by.
gonna. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna stay in town tonight, but if we're staying in town a bit longer, I'll try to sneak out and meet you guys tonight. But if not, well, I wouldn't say it's been fun, but it's been a time.
We
Times have
wouldn't have
been
made it
had.
this far without you.
Kirsch comes down from the chair,
Mm-hmm.
and then just without saying anything, just like pushes her face into Princess Snowball's face.
Princess Snowball is a little surprised at first, but then she returns the gesture and kind of like nuzzles Kirsch.
Snuffles walks up to you and he tries to give you kind of a like an attaboy, like an awkward attaboy on the shoulder. It's a little harder than he intends. It might scoot you back just slightly.
I kind
Your
of
owner is watching this very intently, and she picks you up, kind of under the kitty armpits like humans do, and she looks you in the face, and you hear Princess Snowball mutter, mutter, mutter something that humans say. Playdate?
I get like big wide eyes and just start like meowing happily. Or like purring. I start purring. That's the word.
She looks up at the two bakers and she says, something, 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 New York, which is words that you recognize. Something, 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 Los Angeles. Roll your instinct.
Oh my god, I'm getting new dice. If I roll one more 90, I don't understand a damn thing other than New York and Los Angeles.
It was a really long night last night.
It was a really long night last night. You know that you did live in New York. Kirsch, Kirsch, roll your instinct.
Okay.
I got a new dice.
I was wondering what that noise was.
It was the sound of me getting new dice.
I got a 32 out of 47.
You know that you live in Los Angeles.
Wait, I'm sorry. This tiny town that we've been in this whole time has been Los Angeles.
It's been,
It could be a tiny neighborhood.
The greater Los Angeles area has pockets of neighborhoods, yes.
Yeah. If you guys have ever been up to Montrose, that's a cute little town like that.
I still don't understand Los Angeles at all. Having
That's fair.
lived there
Kirsch, you do understand.
And now left. Don't get it.
Kirsch kind of like tilts her head and then looks at Snowball and is like, I think maybe. Are you coming back?
I think so. We're here pretty often for my owner's work. So maybe I'll get to see you again.
I would like that.
I would too. Good luck with everything. I'll try to come back and help if I can. But not that you guys really need my help.
Aw, why thanks, princess.
Thanks for everything you helped out with. Then he thinks for a moment. Did she help out? I mean,
Wow.
And then I'm gonna kind of like give Snuffles like just a little bump, like shoulder bump kind of thing, and be like, "Yes, Snuffles, she did."
oof.
Wow.
Tentatively, Princess Snowball, your owner, opens her purse again.
I jump back in.
She scritches you behind the ears and stands up. She makes a motion that you recognize. Um, it means call me. She puts her fingers up to her ears and call me to the other two women in the room, to the two bakers.
Nice.
Roll your instinct.
All right, these new dice better not
Come
fail.
on, dice. Come on, dice.
All right, for the love of God. I got an 82.
Oh my gosh.
I know nothing.
You know nothing. You're
Are you at an
so
angle?
right.
Are
Do
you
I have
sitting
any of
at
that catnip?
Is your house crooked?
It's not.
You recognize this motion. You are hopeful that it means that they'll be in contact. You're not sure if you're going to see them again, but you're hopeful. Your owner stands up, heads for the door, and turns around and waves at Brigitte and Adrienne inside the bakery.
Goodbye.
Oh.
She exits, the door closes. What does your owner's car look like?
It's a convertible. I don't know
Clearly.
what, because I don't know anything about cars, but it's a fancy car. Someone that knows more about cars, tell me what it is.
What color is it?
It's silver or white. It's gonna be white.
Okay, it's white, but it's blinged out, we'll
Oh,
say.
absolutely.
There's anything that could have a little rhinestone on it does.
But it's also classy. It's not like trashy rhinestones.
Oh,
Like
no.
classy.
Yes, these aren't fake rhinestones either. They could be actual Swarovski crystals. She places you on the seat of the convertible, and you can see the window of the Ruban Rouge, and you see poop, one cat, pop, another cat, poop, the third cat. You see Kirsch, Snuffles, and Jitters sitting on the bench looking out the window. The car starts.
Giving a little wave.
I wave back.
Kirsch puts both paws on the glass.
And the white convertible pulls away from the Ruban Rouge and down the street.
And that's the end, right? We wrapped up Princess Snowball's story.
So, of course, that's everything over.
Well,
She is the main character, right?
I always knew she was, too big for our little town. Well, I think it's time for some breakfast. And I hop on down and start munching away at the cat food that was left for us.
There's little bits of cat food. One of the bowls has a little bit of cream. It fills your bellies. You feel, well, how do you feel about Princess Snowball leaving? Jitters feels okay about it. Kirsch, how do you feel?
Kirsch is surprisingly sad. I don't think she realized that, because she never really got to make friends before this. So I think realizing that, like, not only was she able to make friends, but now she has a friend that left is, like, surprisingly emotional for her. She's the last person. She's the last cat to leave the window, and like she's a little bit mopey for the rest of the day.
Snuffles comes up to you, a little bit of cream on his whiskers in kind of an awkward but endearing way. You you okay?
Yeah, I hope she'll be back soon.
I mean, I think so. The humans seem to get along. When humans get along, like, that's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm. I wonder what a play date is.
I guess we'll find out.
I have no idea.
Do you think it's something you eat?
Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe they were talking about some kind of food.
That you could play with? Yeah.
And then as I'm like talking, I'm like still munching on my food, going,
Mhm.
oh, I can get used to this. Oh, this is. Nom, 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 nom. And he starts eating, like, you can tell that he's actually starting to pick up pace, going, nom, 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 nom.
Snuffles lets you have at it. He's like, yeah, you go, man. The rest of the afternoon is spent lazing around the Ruban Rouge. Customers come in, customers go out. You laze around on the couch upstairs in the parlor. The Adrienne and Brigitte, as they walk by, they pet all of you. It's just a lazy, lovely cat day.
Part through the day, I kind of like look over at Snuffles and I'm like, dude, look, I actually have time to like groom myself. I'm grooming myself. How weird is that? And I just start like licking and I'm grooming and I'm just like, this is like, yeah, this is what being able to pass the 9 trials means.
Does Jitters get his first hairball?
Yes.
Jitters,
That's
roll your
Hairball
paw.
my paw. Okay. Okay, I read that wrong, but it's still not good.
Oh no.
So I have a 55 and I
Uh-huh.
rolled a 59. At first I thought it was a
Wow.
95,
That's
That's
still,
so
yeah, that would have been
close.
bad.
but either way, it's still a fail.
Yeah.
There's a tickle in the back of your throat.
What? Hey, dude, there's like a. And I hawk it on up.
It plops onto the ground, and Snuffles just stares at it for a second and then wrinkles his nose.
What is that?
Kirsch very quietly just goes, gross.
I've never. Is this bad? Is this like? Is this something I should be concerned about? Why did this happen? What's going on? Everything was going so well.
We saw Princess Snowball do it, so I mean, I think that's supposed to happen.
Does it happen like? I mean, this is what I don't. He's just completely befuddled and has no idea. He's like seen other cats do it, so he knows that it happens, but it's like it's never happened to him before. And then he starts realizing maybe this is something that just shows that I've grown, something that I'm not, this means that like things are I don't know, are falling to its normal place.
That
He's
must
like
be it.
it looks like he had it for a second, and then he's like, no, that doesn't make sense. And now he just has this completely befuddled look on his face on what does this mean?
Snuffles takes another sniff at it and wrinkles his nose again. He says, dude, is that your fur?
Yeah, I think so.
Ugh.
I don't think that there's very many other cats that have that color orange fur.
Well, except for maybe Lord Sassafras.
Nah, yeah, true. I mean, it just means it's a
Subtle.
sign of our majesticism. I don't even know what that word means, but yes, I think it's rare and good.
Brigitte comes down the hallway and nearly steps in the hacked out hairball
I was
on
gonna
the
say if
floor.
I was curious if the humans were hearing him freak out.
She shakes her
Well,
head, walks into
she'll
the
probably.
kitchen, brings out a paper towel, wipes it up, and seeing the panic on you, pats you on the head and throws the hairball away.
Wow, humans are awesome. I mean, having human. I mean, they cleaned it up and made me feel good about it. I guess I'm supposed to do that. I guess I should try to do that more often.
Don't do it
Sure.
again.
Oh wait, I'm not supposed to do it again.
Maybe just do it in the corner.
Corner.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
totally where the humans can't find it. That'd be better.
okay. I get it. It's kind of like like when like another cat gets sick, and you're like, it's okay, but it's better when they don't. Okay, I got it. I get this. I get this. It's normal, but
This,
you should be ashamed of it.
as Jitters and Snuffles try and figure out their new indoor-outdoor cat life, the sun sets in the sky. It is now evening. It is time for the coyote parlay.
All right. We've had a relaxing day. Now it's back to work, guys. You guys ready?
Hmm. Yeah.
Sure, man. Lead the way.
All right. And Jitters is kind of like puffing out his chest a little bit more because now that he's cleaned himself for the first
Mm-hmm.
time, and he's like, he now feels it a little bit. He's like, yeah, I'm fancy. It's like when someone who's never worn a suit before in their life actually is like, hey, I'm proud of, or like they've done their hair really nicely for the
Mm-hmm.
first time. So he walks out the cat door and starts heading his way to the park, going, all right, let's go.
Snuffles follows behind you, keeping pace with Kirsch. They're walking side by side. You enter the clearing and you find Lord Sassafras looking fairly refreshed and a much more calm Jacques. Welcome back, my friends. I hope you are well rested and ready to begin our meeting with the coyotes.
Yep, all set and ready to go. Hey, Lord for Sassafras, did Dirt Cat ever come back? I mean, I know he was on a mission and he was supposed to stay with the squirrels, but what did we ever hear from him?
We have yet to hear from the squirrels or from Dirt Cat. I find it concerning, but the night is still young. We may hear from them yet.
Hmm.
Ah, okay. Huh. Weird. After I saw the tails, I kind of just like was like, oh, okay, everything went okay, kind of according to plan. So, uh, man, I can't believe. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll definitely check up on him.
He nods and he says, "It's interesting, Dirt Cat. He's not all that memorable, is he?"
Oh wow.
Kirsch quietly goes,
But
I remember
I
him.
feel so bad. I'm
I
such a
remember
terrible
him.
cat. Oh my
He
gosh.
sees the looks on both of your faces and he waves a paw and he nods and he turns to Jacques and he says, "Jacques," who was actually beginning to follow him as if he got to go along on this adventure. "Yes, sir. Stay here and hold down the fort.
Oh.
Wait for any news from Dirt Cat." And Jacques immediately looks crestfallen. His shoulders droop. "Yes, sir." And he jumps onto the log to await word.
Now I feel even worse. Now I not only did I forget about Dirt
Yeah.
Cat, now I'm making Jacques stay here.
Before we head off towards the riverbank,
Yes.
Kirsch wants to look around and see if there are any rats.
Oh, roll your instinct.
I got a 59, and my instinct is 47.
You smell rat, you don't see rat. Snuffles is gonna roll as well, actually. He got a 23.
Ooh.
All of a sudden, you see Snuffles crouch down to the ground and start to stalk over towards the bush where the rats had been before. His whiskers are twitching and he's sniffing the air.
What's up, buddy? Do you now seeing him do that? I'm like, what are you? And can I'm gonna be like, what are you going after?
They came back.
Hmm.
Huh? And I look over at the bush and we're like, oh, do I see or smell the
It,
rats?
roll your instinct. No, senses.
13.
Oh, yeah, they're in there.
Ah, gentlemen, would you like to come out?
The three of them
Oh.
come out. The one that is the brawn is dragging a plastic comb. They look into the clearing
I don't see Princess.
and they look very confused. They're looking around
Oh, oh,
and they don't see Princess Snowball.
I should have come back from.
There's just so many things that we just forgot.
They could have come with. I wanted to think they were gonna actually come back.
And okay, so I'll see the comb,
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at them, and I'll be like, "Oh, excellent. Um, when we return, you can, if you wish to have those do that job as well as groomer, you can groom the members of the council, and but not until we return. So we'll be back in a little bit, okay, guys?"
Their moment of confusion, which became a moment of relief when they didn't see Princess Snowball, becomes a moment of, oh, goody, when you tell them they get to have the honor of grooming the cat council.
Well, I'm assuming you're accepting the position of gutter rat ambassador. Am I correct?
We have spoken to the other gutter rats, and since there is this thing where you bring things to others to which you don't want to fight with anymore, this
The
is,
parlay offers.
yeah, that this is the thing we brought.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
really nice. Maybe, yeah, we can hold on to that if you want to go back, but
Oh yeah,
we'll be
if you
back from
want.
our parlay soon.
Okay, we just we're the rats don't want to fight anymore
Good.
Excellent. That's
cuz being cat food is stressful.
I can imagine. So here, tell you what, we have to go and parlay with the coyotes. How about in the meantime, you stay here with Jacques and keep an eye out for our friend Dirt Cat. Um, and if if you so desire to show off your skills of grooming with Jacques, you are more than welcome to. But don't make him force you to do it. Only if you want to. And I'm going to kind of look over at Jacques and kind of give him a wink, and then head off with Lord Sassafras.
As you begin to leave the clearing, the last thing you hear is Jacques' tiny voice. Oh no, it's okay, I'm good. It doesn't take long to reach the riverbank. It's across the park, past the playgrounds. You reach the riverbank. It is now getting a little darker. You hear a rustle and you see Barbara. And you see what you've assumed up to this point, and you're probably right, is her mate. They arrive along the riverbank.
I'm going to give a very respectful and like deliberate like bow and greeting, kind of like greetings.
Kirsch also
What was
bows, but her tail is like fluffed up again and like in double her size. This is still terrifying.
Lord Sassafras steps forward. Good evening, Barbara. Thank you for the token. We are glad to come and speak with you. Tell me, Barbara, what is on your mind? She growls. We have upheld our part of the bargain, and I believe, Lord Sassafras, you and I have unfinished business. Ah, yes, Barbara. Do not fret. As you can see, and he gestures to the three of you, to Snuffles, Jitters, and Kirsch. As you can see, the new cat council is ready. She looks around. Where is the white fluffy one? Lord Sassafras turns to you guys. He actually didn't ask and doesn't know.
I was about to ask, did he even acknowledge my absence? Wow.
For all that about about all the guilt about forgetting.
Oh, can before I answer, can
Mhm.
I roll oh, I'm now everything's a trap is starting to come back to me.
Right.
Oh, no.
Is there any signs of aggressive intent from the coyote and her mate?
Roll instinct.
Come on, instinct. Oh, phew. 29 out of 70.
She doesn't have any malice towards you guys. It seems decently neutral right now. She does seem to have a little something, a little burn in her eyes when she looks at Lord Sassafras right now.
Oh, okay. A little previous bone to pick. Okay. Okay. Oh, so now I'll answer. Our other ally was found by her human, and she is now off on her own journey, but she said that she will be returning to visit on occasion.
Humans. She says it as if the very word leaves an awful taste in her mouth.
Kirsch gets very uncomfortable.
She gets a little closer to Lord Sassafras. You know what you have to do. Lord Sassafras says, Of course, Barbara. Everything is in order. Please, please, is this what this is about? Please do not worry. I'm not worried, says Barbara. I just want to ensure she has many sharp teeth.
Hmm.
Mm, how close am I to Lord Sassafras?
Where would you like to be?
I'm assuming that I'm relatively either like next to him and just maybe a hair, like I'm next to him, but just like he's still in front.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just kind of like, and I don't know how close Barbara is, but is there a way that I could whisper and kind of go, um, so is there some subtext that we're missing here?
He glances back at you quickly. My friend, we will discuss when we return to the clearing. In fact, there is something I need to discuss with you.
Oh, with me?
Anyone who
Oh,
can may roll your instinct.
okay.
Wow, way to exclude me. Are you saying
Sorry.
I was about to
Sorry.
say all those who can,
All those
except
present.
I got a
What
17.
anyway?
Okay.
Cool. And I got a 49 out of 70.
Okay. There's also, as you guys think about it, and the term unfinished business comes up, separately, all of you realize that there is still one missing tail.
Oh. Oh, yes. So about that one tail.
Her ears flatten.
No, don't. I mean, you did more than what we could have. So you still fulfilled your end of the bargain. It was to deal with the other coyotes. I'm just curious on what happened.
She glances at Lord Sassafras, who for the first time doesn't meet her gaze head on.
Oh.
He turns his head and she says, I will keep one to replace one. And she quickly turns her face towards used Jitters and says, do you have an issue with that?
Oh, no. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know if you want to keep one. That is fine by me. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Kirsch keeps looking around, confused. Keep one?
As if she feels like she hasn't made her point, she takes a step towards Jitters. And she says, I will keep one if I please. It is my right. And the male coyote behind her begins to growl.
I have no objections. I'm actually, yeah. You're welcome. I mean, you're acting like as if I have a problem with what you've done. I do not.
She slinks back a little bit. She's actually trying to assess as to whether or not you're being truthful. She's actually going to roll for that.
Okay.
God, she rolled a 1. This is
Tell
very
me.
important to her. Jitters, are you being truthful?
Yeah. I'm assuming that she took one of the cubs to raise as her own. But then this is the side. I'm assuming the subtext underneath that is that something that Lord Sassafras did might have put one of her previous pups in jeopardy.
What do you say to her? She's sizing you up. She's looking at you hard.
Okay, so knowing that this, I'm kind of guessing that this is the subtext. I look at Lord Sassafras, and I kind of give him a little bit of a grimace, and so Barbara sees it, and then I look back at Barbara. I'm assuming that the one that is not accounted for is still in good hands, and that you wish to keep it because of some previous event that some of the previous council may have been responsible for. I am more than happy that is the what you feel it would be to undo what has been done in the past. Please take it with my blessing.
Your blessing. And she looks back and forth between you and Lord Sassafras. It is my right, and I will do so. She gets just one step closer to Lord Sassafras. Your replacement is wiser than he looks. She takes a a bow. It doesn't seem insincere, but it's a little bit of a show. Until next time, Cat Council. And she bounds off, and the coyote that she brought with her bounds off with her.
Hmm.
As soon as they're out of the clearing, I'm going to look sharply at Lord Sassafras and kind of be like, okay, you're going to have to fill in a little bit of that subtext. I think I got it pretty well, but that would have been nice to know, maybe before we came here.
My friends, as you continue to be leaders of this cat community, you will find that sometimes it is time to keep things close to your vest, and sometimes, as the time is now, all must be revealed. My friends, you do remember, of course, that my final trial was this treaty with the coyotes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, during the trials in which I participated, yes, you are correct in your assumption, my friend, that Barbara did lose one of her whelps, and he looks off into the distance. He actually does kind of look a little disturbed and sad about it. He says, "It is tragically my fault.
Mhm.
And this tragedy may have turned into a greater tragedy of war in the neighborhood had I not stepped in and made an agreement with Barbara. To her credit, she has, of course, held up her end, which means, at this point, my friends, I must fulfill my end, and I am afraid take my leave of you."
Oh, so you are not staying on the Cat Council.
The agreement was that to avoid a war, she would allow me some time to rebuild the Cat Council that was decimated, and that once I had done so, then I would depart.
You know,
Huh.
there's still that lingering question of what happened to the previous Cat Council. What was it more? Was that part of the sacrifice that was made?
To Barbara, you mean?
Um, a part of things that went wrong. Who? What happened to the previous Cat Council?
This is a good question, my friend, and I am sorry it is not more clear. To put a finer point on it, I do not believe that it was Barbara and her people. But as the Cat Council weakened, of course, as we weakened, they saw an opportunity. I headed it off. I I would think long and hard if I were you. Who would wish to see the Cat Council come down?
Gee, I have someone who's on the top of that list, huh, guys?
Hmm.
Snuffles nods. I see that we all are possibly thinking the same thing. My friends, it was accident. The information that we had before was not untrue. Things happen. Cats get hit by cars. Cats get taken away by the humans with the trucks that come and collect the quote unquote stray animals. These things happen, but they seem to have happened in a way that makes it curious. Why just the members of the Cat Council? Why all at once? There is no evidence, but I think we all know.
Hmm. Well, I guess that's going to be our next course of action, guys.
If we're
Is
replacing you, what else do we need to be responsible for you?
He walks up to you. The young one asks good questions. I know I have left this cat community in good hands. Things you need to know. We all know whose name is on the top of all of our minds. Not all cats, especially this one, recognize anything but their own authority and wish to have the authority for themselves. Beware of this individual. I have to say, I am so proud of the treaty you seem to have now formed with the gutter rats. They
well,
were
I
a
thought
difficult problem.
I thought that would be a good place to start at least, because yeah, we weren't going to get a treaty with with the raccoon mafia anytime soon.
With the raccoon mafia, there is, how should I put this, a balance.
Hmm.
They stay out of our way and we stay out of their way as long as they stay out of our affairs. Now, determining if they have or have not, that may be more difficult.
Then it's a good thing we have the alliance with the gutter rats that we have.
Smart move, my friend. Indeed.
Well, my friends, it seems that we have still a lot of work cut out for us. But first, I think we should have a little bit of a cat council celebration. What do you guys think?
Okay.
We should
Uh,
try to pull all of our allies together and have a little bit of a party. See who else we can. Maybe we can get some excellent advice from a former member that knows some good people to trust.
Oh, I'm afraid, my friends, there aren't any members of the Cat Council left. I mean, the only old ones that I know are Esther and Lester. But beware, those two. They know much, but may have their own agenda.
Ah.
Hmm.
Well, I was actually talking about you there because you are a former member of the Cat Council. Maybe some advice on who to trust, and then you can go, kind of thing. But yeah, Esther and Lester. Okay, good place to start.
I feel now at this time, my friends, you know all that I know.
Really?
He looks at you.
He must not know a lot.
Even when she's not there,
Yeah.
Princess is somehow able to still cast
Princess's
shade on
voice
words.
just comes over the breeze.
Oh well, then I guess our next course of action though is to find out what happened to Dirt Cat. Okay, let's go back to the clearing, have a chat with our squirrel friends, and see if we can find our friend. Is everyone ready?
Oh, my dear friends, I I was sincere when I said that I must take my leave of you now, and
Oh,
so I must. Would you please, if you could, be so kind to let Jacques know that I have said my farewells and watch out for him. He is young, but a good cat.
You can't say bye to him?
I'm afraid this meeting that Barbara requested, this is her intended outcome. I have made a promise, she has made a promise. It is time for me to go. Please, with Jacques. Be kind.
We will.
He looks back and forth and he says, You asked me for some advice and who to trust. My friends, and the words get stuck in his throat just a little bit. My best advice is to trust each other. It hangs in the air a moment, and he turns and walks away. Not in the direction of the bridge or the dam, but he does follow the river the other way to an area not explored.
Well, shall we go meet our adoring public?
Oh man, this is a thing.
I know. I really did not expect to be like, hey, you accomplished the 9 trials. Hey, you're in charge now. Oh, great. I was just like expecting to be like accepted into cat society kind of thing. I didn't expect to be in charge of cat society.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Dude,
What?
dude, we're in
What?
charge.
Oh my Wow. Whoever would have thought that?
Not
Oh my
me, man.
gosh. This cat community is in so much trouble.
Dude.
Dude, let's enjoy it while we can though. Come on, let's go.
Oh, okay.
You walk back to the clearing. You see Jacques sitting on the log. He's looking past you, looking for Lord Sassafras. Uh, Mr. Jitters, but is Lord Sassafras, on his way?
Lord Sassafras as well. Apparently though, in order for there to be peace, Lord Sassafras had agreed to step down. He was willing to.
He gasps.
He's wow. Okay. He was willing to give up something he held dear so that there could be a greater peace. And he said he wanted to give you, above all, Jacques, how proud he was of you, of how much you have grown in his eyes, and how amazing of a cat he knows you will turn out to be.
His lower lip quivers ever so slightly. Roll your purr.
Oh, great. Oh, I made it. I rolled a 33.
The pureness of that excitement was amazing.
I was like, oh my gosh, the last thing I wanted was to crush Jacques' dreams or something. I didn't want to crush Jacques. I wanted to lift him up. That was my attempt.
You see his lip begin to quiver, and then his whiskers stiffen slightly, and he pulls his chest up, and he says, Yes, sir, and I will, sir, endeavor to serve you and the Cat Council as well as I can.
Well, Jacques, I think instead of serving, I think you should be more a part of.
His eyes grow wide.
I would like to, if you're willing to accept it, I would like to make you a junior member of the Cat Council.
He gasps.
Are we not junior members?
Yeah.
He doesn't know that. I'm pretty much giving him the same job, but giving him a fancy title.
Yeah.
Is
Just
that
like
like
the rats. I gave him the
the regional
title
manager?
Uh-huh.
of gutter rat ambassadors. It sounds better than, hey, will you come and work for us?
Yeah, ambassador sounds better than minion. Yeah, I will agree
Exactly.
to that.
Which is, I'm pretty sure, the title that they had with Queen Victoria.
Mm. With eyes full of pride, Jacques, again, he seems to grow a little bit. He seems to get a little bigger as he sits there, and he says, "It would be my honor and a pleasure, sir."
Excellent. Well, I think it's time for us to find our squirrel friends and find out what happened to Dirt Cat.
You feel the eyes on you that you've begun to feel, the eyes in the trees, the eyes in the bushes. You are more aware of them now, and they begin to actually peer out. You see squirrels. You see cats you've never seen before. You do notice Esther and Lester hiding out in a bush. You see your gutter rat friends. They are near the bush by the hedges, and more curious and cautious rats appear behind them. All eyes are on you. It feels like a momentous moment. There is a pause as everyone takes in what has happened. They seem to be waiting for you to say something.
Oh, great. No pressure or anything.
No pressure.
Okay. Um, I'm going to hop up on the log.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I'm going to try to
I hop
puff,
up on the log too.
and I'll like,
Snuffles joins as well, and little Jacques jumps up next to Jitters. So you have Jacques, Jitters, Kirsch, and Snuffles sitting in a line on top of the log.
I know that some of you may have thoughts of why do we need a cat council? Well, you are allowed to have your own interests and your own views. But the responsibility of the cat council from this day forward will always be to make sure that the cat community is always safe and always protected. That is the job that we take on ourselves, to make sure that we don't just think of one cat, but the cat council thinks of all cats. And we look forward to those who have the same goals of protecting this cat community and making it stronger.
As you
As he
speak, I'm
I
sorry,
never find that message.
as you speak, you see the cats come more into the clearing. You're now circled by cats. You still have the curious squirrel noses and the cautious rats looking at you. And there may be, on the waft on the wind, a little bit of raccoon. You don't see them, but there's a smell. But the cats who have been listening to you are enraptured by your speech and have come a little bit closer.
With that being said, we cannot forget that the cat community is only one community amongst many. That there are communities of squirrels, of rats, of raccoons, of coyotes. that we all must be able to live together and work together. And I think that is a step that I wish to be able to start to take with this council. To be able to start an open conversation with all communities of this great. Real quick side note, what would the cats call like this town, this area, this
The neighborhood.
land?
It's the
This
neighborhood.
neighborhood. Thank you. This neighborhood. And I kind of like glance over to Snuffles, Kirsch, and Jacques, and kind of like, you guys want to say anything here?
Kirsch quietly takes a tiny step forward and says, you have watched us grow and do brave things and try to earn your respect, but the one thing that I think, and I hope that my other cats will agree, that we should do is step out of the shadows and start to live more truthfully and more openly so that we can know you.
You look over and Snuffles is looking at you. There is. It looks like pride, you think, but. And it looks like friendship, but maybe. Maybe it's more? Or something different? But it's not. It's. It's not unpleasant. Snuffles nods at Jitters. He's just like, dude, you said it all. I'm not gonna open my mouth. It's not gonna ruin this by saying nothing. He's just gonna.
Excellent.
He's gonna let it ride.
Well then, now that we have said our piece and our intentions, I think it's time that we celebrate a new cat council and a new look out onto the future of our neighborhood and the community as a whole. Let's spend this night celebrating and welcoming each other in to one big community.
Yeah.
You hear in the rustle of the leaves of the trees, celebration, 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 celebration. It comes back, celebration, 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 community. All of a sudden, it seems to be raining orange chicken.
What's happening?
The squirrels have delivered orange chicken. You see some more squirrels come out from the bushes. One of them is carrying what looks to be a pizza box.
Oh dear.
They pull it over and they actually bring it over to the gutter rats and they open it for the gutter rats, who seem surprised and a little taken aback, but the squirrels back up and allow the rats to take a piece of pizza. The other cats who have been watching come forward. They're eating the bits of what seems to be raining orange chicken. They're looking around. They're talking to each other. They seem to be having, all in all, a very good time. Any human who went by would be very confused. The raccoons that you smelled don't come into the clearing, but you see them walk intentionally, one by one, past the clearing. They seem to be allowing themselves to be seen. They do not stop, but they allow themselves to be seen. A little nose that you hadn't seen before comes out, and it is a black body with a long white stripe down its back, and it's looking at you questioningly. The birds have started to come in and eat the little scraps left over on the ground from the orange chicken. For the moment, it seems to be a celebration of the community and the neighborhood. As the party wears on, and groups start to form and talk to each other. Esther and Lester walk up to Kirsch and Snuffles and Jitters. They nod at you approvingly and wander back home. As the party starts to wind down, there is excitement all of a sudden from the edge of the clearing. There's mad chittering in the trees, and you hear mumbling from the cats around. And from the bushes into the clearing walks the messenger squirrel that you're familiar with, and a limping dirt cat who has
Yes!
a chunk missing from his ear.
Oh my goodness.
He's limping now kind of on both sides, his bum right leg and his left leg. The squirrel also looks a little worse for wear. They both appear exhausted. They walk up to the three of you. Dirt Cat looks up and says, "Guys, you won't believe the hell of a thing that happened." And that is where we will close the book on this story of the 9 trials.
Yeah!
So we will go around the table. Princess Snowball, what happens to you in the near future?
Well, I obviously fly back to New York first class.
Okay.
They have luxury cat seating on this airplane. I'm not sure if you're familiar. And you know, my owner, we also in the coming month at least, we definitely take a nice trip abroad at some point. But we do about maybe a month later return to Los Angeles, to the neighborhood.
You get to visit your cat friends. You get to have the play date.
Yes, sure do. So we come to the bakery.
Jitters, when Princess Snowball comes to visit about a month later to the bakery, what does she find?
What does she find at the bakery?
Just how does she find you guys? What has happened since?
Oh my gosh. Princess, you're not going to believe what happened. And we'll end it there.
What happened?
Okay, cool.
But
Jenner?
yeah, I'll tell her about us, about what happened with Lord Sassafras, and that he ducked out. And now we're the members of the Cat Council.
I always knew he wasn't cut out for leadership.
Wow.
Well, before he left, he was able to form a new Cat Council. And he did all of this knowing that he still was not going to be a member of the Cat Council in the end. He was willing to sacrifice that so that the cat community can continue.
Kirsch, what does your life look like in the last month?
I think Kirsch learns a lot. I think she tries to learn more about the other cats in the neighborhood. I think she tries to learn what it's like to live with, Jitters and Snuffles permanently. And that probably has its own growing pains.
Yeah.
But I think for her, the thing that she cares most about and the thing that she's most excited about is just learning more and more about the neighborhood.
Awesome. Yeah, the neighborhood definitely responds warmly to that. The fact that someone on the council actually is interested in what's going on, it has a positive effect. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time on this adventure.
Thank you.
This was amazing, Anne. Thank you so much.
Anne.
And let's do it again.
Yay!
Thank you for listening to Chapter 12 of the 9 Trials, The Cat Council. If you're enjoying the story, consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon member. You could earn an Inkborn.Studio sticker, get exclusive content, or have an upcoming character named after you. Until next time, friends, where was all that tuna coming from?